This week we're going to take a look at love, which is the last thing Peter mentions in this section of growing your faith. It's very important, and there has to be a distinction between brotherly kindness and love. Now, if you look at the original Greek, if I'm not mistaken, brotherly love is phileo, and that's a different love than the love he's talking about here, which is agape. Phileo is a brotherly love. It's what you do for your brothers. Now, agape is one step further. A lot of times it's referred to in marriage, but here it's one step further. We're supposed to have an agape. We're supposed to have agape for one another in the church, and that's the next step in this building of faith. It's very essential with faith. We're going to look at 1 Corinthians 13 and take a look at what Paul has to say about this agape context. I'm going to go back to the original Greek the best I know, and every time there's a love in 1 Corinthians 13, I'm going to try to make it agape. Now, this is very, very important because it is the last thing. We can't have agape without knowing what phileo is, without experiencing it anyway, self-control or endurance or knowledge or any of these things that have been set up before this that we've already covered. And this is very important. Paul or Peter knows this extremely well, that agape comes after you experience these other things, after you apply these other things. Only then can agape come. Now, 1 Corinthians 13, we'll start in 12, 31b, 31b. Love. And now I will show you the most excellent way. So this is excellent. I mean, it's quintessential. It's the biggest and best thing. If I speak in tongues of men and of angels, but have not agape, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have a gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but I have not agape, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not agape, I gain nothing. So if you give everything away, and there were people that did that in the early church, but if they didn't have love, it's worthless. There was a man that was roasted on a spit like a pig because he believed in God. But if he didn't do that for love, nothing. If you have faith to move mountains, if you have faith this big as a mustard seed, and you can move a mountain, it's useless without agape. Agape is a very central purpose of Christianity. It's a purpose. It's not just what it is, it's how you use it. Verse 4. Agape is patient. Agape is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Agape does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Agape never fails. Okay, so it's patient. When someone is sitting there all day, but you going into a nursing home, they tell you the same story you've heard 13 times, but you sit there and listen, you smile on your face, and you truly pay attention to them because you agape them, giving of yourself. Agape is kind. When a kind act, goodness is, add these things to your faith, goodness. And goodness and kindness are very, very similar. When you're kind to somebody, you put their emotions, you put their needs, you put those things in your mind and in your heart, and you try to fill those things. You're kind to them. It's a very, very simple concept. We know what it is, but we have to understand that is a part of agape. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. So if someone has something you want, you don't envy it, you're proud of it for them. It's not proud of you. You're happy that they have that. You don't envy what another has. You don't boast. It's like, oh, I got this new awesome TV. You should come check it out because it's great and it's better than yours. No, agape is, hey, you want to come over, watch a game? We have a great time. I want to share what I have with you. I want to share. That's agape. Not being proud of what you have, but sharing it. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. You forget what people did to you when you have agape for them. whatever they did to you in the past, it doesn't matter because you agape. You agape them. You don't get angry easily. That's key. There is such thing as righteous anger. There's anger out of love, obviously, because it says not easily angered. So you don't get angry at a drop of a hat. You get angry when something major happens. Maybe. That's agape. Is not getting angry at somebody for every little thing. It always protects. It always trusts. Always hopes. Always perseveres. Against all other things, agape protects other people. You put yourself in front of it. Agape is when you jump on a grenade to save your entire platoon. I mean, in essence, agape is saying, I'm going to trust you because I agape you. I love you so much that I know you're not going to hurt me. I know because my love is so strong, you can't hurt me. It's taking you to that level where you love someone so much and you demonstrate this love so much, and they can't fathom hurting you. Always hopes, always perseveres. Perseveres. Hey, what was that other one? Endurance, perseverance, heart of love. You endure the hard times. You persevere through the hard times. You might perspire in your perseverance, but you still agape that person. It's so important, and it never fails. Whenever somebody needs you, you are there because you agape them. It's so strong and it's so central that it never falls. Faith without love is useless. Faith without agape is useless. We just saw that. If you don't have agape, it's worthless. Goodness spawns from God. God is love. Alright? Self-control. If you don't love yourself enough to control yourself, to keep yourself from evil, if you don't protect yourself from evil, if you don't shut that evil out, if you don't agape yourself enough to have self-control, then it's pointless. Agape endures through the hard times, through the bad times, through the good times. Agape is always there. It's like a good old standby. You know it's always going to be there. Agape. It's there. It's a pillar. You can build off of it because it will endure and it will always be there. Agape is godliness. God, again, your acts of God are out of love. But until you understand that, until you understand what godliness is, as we went over, you can't really put that. Phileo. Brotherly kindness, brotherly affection, brotherly love. Doing things for your brothers. And putting your brothers first. That is a part of agape. And agape rolls all these things together that we've studied. All of them. Puts them in a nice bundle and says, you can't understand this without the owner's manual. Alright? You have to know all these other things and why they are so important. If you do not know the knowledge, I skipped that, I'm sorry. If you don't have the knowledge of why Jesus died, you can't have the knowledge of knowing why you should love the world and how you should try to be a lifeline for the world. You cannot possibly know that. Agape says, this is what I am, but you can't understand me unless you experience all these other things. And that's why agape is last. So I hope you've taken from this and understood that these things must be experienced. And these things are very central and important. Otherwise, agape, you can't understand. And agape is what you must understand to be true Christians. Agape does not come first. It comes after knowing these other things. Thank you. You guys have a great day, and I hope you learned something.